students, hope you all are doing well and enjoying my digital lectures. Yes, I'm Freha Sufyan, your mathematics teacher. I warmly welcome you all on the platform of digital academics provided by Moonlight International Publishers. Today my topic is read and write time in hours and minutes. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize the number of hours in a day and number of minutes in an hour, as well as you are going to read and write time from a clock in hours and minutes with 5-minute intervals. So here we go. You already know that what is hour, or you don't know that. Don't worry. I'm here to tell you. Basically, hours and minutes are in a clock, and basically this is what the time goes on actually. A clock has two hands. Its face with number 1 to 12 is known as the dial. Okay, this is, you can check this one out. This one is the dial. Okay, the minute hand goes round and round in 60 minutes, which moves the hour hand to the next number in the dial. Clear? So we can say that thus 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. Here you can check on the clock, the time is 3 o'clock. For example, if the time goes on round and round after 60 minutes, what will happen? This number 3, the needle with number 3 or the hand on number 3 is going to move to the number 4. Okay, so this is the first round. This is the one round on the clock on the dial. So means that we are going to have jumps, right? How many jumps? 60 minutes jump in 1 hour. Reading and writing the time. Here the clocks you can check on the screen. The first one clock is showing you 12:15. This one, and we also say that this is 12:15. One needle is, or one hand is on number 12, which is the smaller hand, and the bigger hand is on the number 3, which means that this is moving the quarter of the circle or the dial. So we can say that the time is 12:15 as 50 minutes have passed on the clock number 1. This is clock number 1. So the time is read as 12:15 or 12:15. Now this clock is the second clock. You can check on this clock what is the time. The time over here is 12:30. If we divide an hour in 2 equal parts, half basically, each part has how much minutes? We will have 30 minutes. Okay, and it is also called half an hour. Okay, because 60 of if you can divide 60 by 2, you are going to get the answer 30. Okay, so this means that we just call it half an hour because this is half of an hour. So the time on the clock 2 is read as 12:30, or we can just say that 12:30. Now check the clock number 3. On the clock number 3, the time is 12:45. We read it as 1:45 or 12:45. Well, we can write the time in words as well as we can write in digits as well. Whenever we are going to use in reading, we just used to read like this. Or we can read in English, you know that we are going to read the time in English. So we are going to write the answer in words. Okay. So concentrate on the needles or hands of the clock, which are 2, the bigger one and the smaller one. Okay, so you are going to concentrate on the both ones, and these are basically going to tell you the main frame or the main movements of the needles. So here now we can just solve one example for you. The example is read the time in these clocks. Okay, so I just want to tell you one important thing also over here. So every, in this clock, if you can see over here, the part A, B and C is given over here. the time, what is the interval basically? Everywhere you can check from 12 to 11 there are 5 lines, from 1 to 2 5 lines, or intervals we do call them. So basically we have all equal intervals, or you can just say that we can have multiple of 5, but we are going to multiply 5 by 12 because we have 12 hours, okay, in half a day, okay, and this means that this is going to move round 2 times when we are going to have 24 hours, okay. So this means that you are going to tell me the answer now. So we are going to read the answer of this clock. You can check the first clock of part A. This is 1:20, okay, because the small hand, or the small hand is at 1 approximately, and the big hand is on, which one is on 20. So this is actually 4, but because we are jumping by 5, so if you are going to count by 12 to 1, this is 5, to 1 to 2, this is 10. Then we are going to say this 3 as 15, this 4 as 20, this 5 as 25, this 6 as 30, this 7 as 35, this 8 40, this 9 45, this 10 50, this 11 is 55, and this 12 is 60. So this is basically the interval is divided into which interval? The minutes interval is divided into 5 intervals. Or we can just recall 5 timetable by counting the lines. You can also do it, okay. So right now this is, we can also read it as 20 minutes past 1. So right now we are going to have part B over here. In the part B you can check on the clock what is the time. The time is 2:05 because the small hand is at 2 and the bigger hand is at 5. Is at 1. This one is basically not 1. This means that the first 5 ones are 5. Yes. So this is 5. So we are going to say that 2. Then we are going to write 2 colon. Yes, colon over here. And because this is the time, we are going to notify. This is the symbol of time. You can say that in the digital form we do write it. So then we are going to write 05 instead of 5 only. So we are going to write it down like this, and we are going to read it like this: 5 minutes past 2. Now the part C. In the part C, the clock is showing you which time. Yes, this small hand is at 11 and the bigger hand is at 8. This 8 means that 5 8s are 40. So this means that we are going to have the number 1140. So here the number is 1140, which is the time. And we are going to again write like this because we are going to show the time according to this clock. Now this is 20 minutes to 12. We read it like 20 minutes to 12 because this small hand is at 1, means that the 20 minutes part is left to have the number, the time 11, to have the time 12 o'clock, right? So this is final from my side, and do practice it at home. We'll get back to you with more interesting topics. Take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.